Hello everyone, Daniel Kerr here. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the tiny loop at the end of the Korg ESX slicing algorithm to create single cycle waves for synthesizers and to pack a whole bunch of synths into one sample file that will all work flawlessly. Now, if you have followed me for any length of time, my first ESX tutorial ever was how to upload a whole bunch of drum sounds and full drum kits into one sample on the Korg ESX, then use the slicing feature to chop out each slice and then use the slice select, which slice number in the sample part edit in order to choose each piece. So that way you didn't have to have waste a full sample slot for each drum hit. Now, this is similar to the same thing, okay? Now, when you slice something up on the Korg ESX, each slice gets looped a tiny bit at the end of each slice, and some people have asked me about that recently, and the reason why the Korg ESX does this is because it wants to make the sliced sample play back flawlessly and smoothly. And if it didn't loop a little tiny bit at the end of each slice, then it would be chopped up if it was played back at a different tempo, for instance. Like if I were to record a drum loop that was at 85 BPM, for instance, and then slice it up, when I played it back, the sliced beat, it would sound super choppy if I played it back at, say, 120 or 125, because there would be a whole lot of empty space between each slice. So what the ESX does is it slices a tiny little bit at the end of each slice, which causes it to extend, if you will, until the next slice is triggered. So everything sounds smooth. Now, a lot of people have looked at that as an inconvenience, but in reality it's not an inconvenience at all, because you can use this to do something that I've been wanting to try to figure out for years. Now, I have figured it out. The amount of space that is sliced at the end of each, or that is looped at the end of each slice, is exactly 0.03125 seconds, or 1/32 of a second, or 1/32 seconds, okay? So what you want to do is you want to choose your favorite synthesizer in your favorite DAW. I'm using Ableton Live 8. It's still Live 8, not 9, because I'm cheap and I can't afford 9. Okay, but you can do you can do this trick in Audacity. You can do it in anything. You just need an audio editor, something free, Reaper, if you want a full-featured DAW that's cheap. Nonetheless, you want to choose your favorite synthesizer. Now, you don't even have to make your own synth waves. You can use Vengeance sample packs, or you can use anything. But what you want to do, in this case, I have the operator open, which is my favorite FM synth. I think it spanks massive on the behind, but nonetheless, here I have a nice FM bass, and it is frozen. Okay, I have a nice FM bass sound. You want to play everything in C so that it tunes properly, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a small amount of one note, which is C. One moment. Okay, now I have it. Now what I want to do is I want to convert that to audio. So in Ableton, I can take audio track number 6, for instance, and I'll set the recording so it's going to resample, and I'll record that hit. Okay, I'm going to record another one, but this time I'm going to change the sound a bit so that I have more than one wave. Okay, let's get another one. Okay, now, if I can get rid of that synth, don't even need it, and I'll take the audio, and I'll take both of these, Control X cuts, and I'll put it on my audio thing. Now here, no matter what DAW you're using, whether you're using Ableton or whether you're using anything else, what you want to do first is you want to set the tempo to 120. Okay, you can set it to 60 or you can set it to 120, but what you want to do is you want it so that you have a clear graph on the grid of what 1/32 or 1/32 seconds actually is. Okay, so right now I have this First, I have the first wave here. I'll move the second one out of the way. Now the 1 second mark, the 1 second mark is right here. Okay, so at a half a second, if I shrink this down, now it is 1/4 of a second. Okay, and then I'll cut it in half again. It's 1/8 of a second, and I'll cut it in half again. 1/16 of a second, and now 1/32 of a second. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this other one. I'm going to pull it in. You know what? Some of these, it's better to just take a little space out of the middle instead of at the beginning. In fact, I'm going to do that here. Okay, that is 1/32 of a second. And then I'm going to do another one at the same size. Okay, now I have two synth waves, and this is what they sound like. Oh, they sound like. Oh, I need to arm it for audio. Sorry about this. Alright, it's just a little blip, okay? Now, between 1 second and 2 seconds, I can pack 32 synth waves in there. You're getting 32 full synth waves in the space of 1 second of sampling time, okay? And these are custom waves that you can build yourself. So this is a good tip, okay? What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to max them out until they start to clip, okay? Makes it much louder, but on my master channel, I have a limiter, okay? So, well, no matter what DAW you're using, you want them to be limited just a tad, okay? You see it, gain reduction? And basically what that does is it turns your limiter into a maximizer, okay? And you want to have super maximized waves, okay? So at this point, I take this and I want to export it. I'm going to convert it to mono, and I'm going to export it to my desktop, and I'm going to call it 1. Okay? Now, it just so happens, I'll close this down, don't need it. It just so happens that I've already made one for a demonstration, and that one is called on here ESX B multi, which means ESX baseline multi. Now this file that I made specifically for this demonstration has 20 synth sounds on it, and so I'm going to put it onto my card and I'm going to load it into my ESX, and I'll be right back. Oh, by the way, the audio from this point forward will be directly from the mixer and not through the camera, so it's going to sound much better. 1 second. Oh, one more thing before we get into the demonstration. I want you to know that I've built some Ableton racks and some sample sets. They're all zipped up. Some of the racks were built by me. A whole bunch of presets for operator and for instrument rack for Ableton as well. And a bunch of samples, a bunch of acapellas and drum samples and things. If you would like to get this for free, then go to the link that's in the description of this video and like my page on Facebook and follow me on SoundCloud, and then download what I have put up for you for free. Okay, so now here I have my card, and it has the sample that I made, which is called ESX Bass Multi. And I go to Global. I'm doing this with one hand, by the way, sorry. And I hold down Shift and Pad 16. And it says load. Yes, that's what I want to do, is load. And then it says you want to load all. No, I want to go to Wave. And yes. And then it says ESX BMU, which is Bass Multi. Yeah, that's fine. And it asks if I want to load it to 27. Yeah, that's fine too. Yes. So now it is, if I go to sample, number 27. And here it is, 20 synths. Now, I'm going to hold Shift and Pad 13, which is going to put me into slice algorithm. Yes. And then here it asks me what the timing of the slice is, 4/16. No. Now I could go to 20 out of 16 because there's 20 synths, 20 slices. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 40 to give it a little room, and I'm going to activate every other pad. Okay, so I'll do 40, and yep. And then down here it gives me what it thinks it is, which is just basically one long thing. It hasn't detected any transients, but we know they're there. So you just do the math and put in 20
every other one. Sorry, I needed two hands. And the third page. Alright, so now I have 20 synths. Yep, and there they are, and I'll go ahead and write. Okay, now I'll go to the first pattern, which is empty. Actually, I got a bass drum in there. I will shift in number 6 and clear that out. And I'll go to the keyboard part, and we had this sucker in 27. So we'll go to number 27. And there it is, and we'll audition the slices. 1. Whoops, keyboard activated. Nice. 2. 3. 4. And that's how it's done. Usable bass, usable synth lines, like 32 synthesizers for each second of sampling time. It's a really good tip.